I,
All right, so welcome back to Modern Design. We talk all things art. Today I got somebody very special, man.
hmm
One of the best visual artists in the game, man. He probably did your favorite artists, visuals, motion, 3D, you name it, concert
Appreciate you,
visuals,
bro.
any type of motion work you need, he got it. He's one of the best in the game, if not the best. But we
Now you're
got
good.
Famid here today, man. I appreciate you coming
Sir.
on, showing support, and giving
Appreciate
me
you, bro.
a little bit of your time to chop it up, bro.
Yes, sir, bro. Yeah, when you reached out, I was like 100% I wanted to do it just because not a lot of people are doing this type of thing and just showing recognition to other creatives. Like, I feel like it's important. So,
Yeah.
100%, bro. Had to.
And you were one of the first people I reached out to. Like I reached out to you like a year ago before I
Mhm.
even started the YouTube channel. But I
Appreciate
knew
it,
you
bro.
were one of the first people I wanted to get on here for sure. So I'm glad we
Real
can
one.
make it happen.
Yes, sir. Let's do it, bro. Thank you.
So how did you get into design? Like I'm sure this wasn't your first choice of profession. So like
hmm
how did you get to the point you're at now? Like how did you get interested in wanting to do this?
Um, well, you want the long story or the short form? Like, because it's
Either one.
either one?
Either
Okay.
one.
So let's say, okay, so pretty much design was always something I kind of did on the side,
Hmm.
like like editing videos, making YouTube videos from when I was young. Like it was always a hobby. Like back in the day, I would do like anime edits, like all types of like basketball edits, stuff like that.
That's
Like just
tough.
on, I used to use Sony Vegas actually. So that's like the OG. Yeah, that was the
Yeah.
OG platform. Yeah, yeah. I was on that, but that was like in middle school, and then I kind of gave it up a little bit in high school because school work and stuff. But my friend was an artist,
Hmm.
so that's kind of how I got into doing his cover arts and a lot of that stuff, and like editing his music videos, making like animated cover arts for him, stuff like that. So that's kind of how I got back into it in high school. And
Hmm.
from there in university, I studied business. So I didn't even study design or animation, anything like that. So I went to university for business. And then from there, I was still doing it on the side, like working with my friend who's an artist and just doing all of his stuff and just, really creating for fun, like on the side as a hobby. Cause I wasn't getting like any money from it. Like I was just doing it because I enjoyed it pretty much.
For the love of the game.
Yes, sir. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And then from there, I graduated uni, and in my last semester, actually, I made a couple connections through Instagram because I would post a lot of my work that I would do for my friend and like just stuff I would make for fun.
Hmm.
And I would post it all on Instagram. So like that was kind of building my portfolio, and I was able to make some connections online. One of the first dudes like that gave me an opportunity was Max Cohen. He's like a big cover art designer. He did a couple like big projects, Juice WRLD, stuff like that. So
Yeah, I know
yeah,
him.
he kind of tapped me into a couple of projects, and still I wasn't like getting paid that much or even anything at all. Some of them I just did for fun, like just to help him out here and there. And then from there, like I was just so consistent and like helping him out and doing good quality work that he kind of put me onto a label guy too, and he just tapped me in. And at the time, nobody was really doing like animated cover art, so like I was one of the first. So once like
Here.
once the label like connected with me and they saw like I was able to just knock them out so fast and just I was consistent in my work, they kind of just locked me in. And from there, I just built my network, went crazy. Eventually, I did lyric videos. From there, I did stage visuals. It was honestly kind of just like stuff getting thrown at me, and I was like, can I do it or not? And I figured it out on the fly pretty much. So,
That's how a lot of us learn.
yes, sir,
So
bro.
this all happened during uni?
This was my last semester is when I got my first like paid project. But I would say like it was a slow ramp up. So like at first I wasn't really getting like any projects. Like I was doing stuff for free like that. And then it slowly like ramped up towards when I finally graduated. I was able to do it full time, and from there it kind of just like snowballed into like me just, grinding out projects full time, accepting every project that came my way. And yeah, so it was like pretty much last semester towards the end, I was able to like go full time, which was honestly lucky because I would have been like applying to some regular jobs or some other shit if I didn't have that opportunity.
Yeah. Wait,
Mhm.
so do you do, well, you started out doing 2D type stuff as
hmm
well as 3D, but do you do any 2D now or is it just
Well,
completely 3D
actually,
and motion?
I started off doing like just cover arts.
Yeah.
So I have like back in the day, if you look, like I have a lot of cover arts. I don't know if I still have them up, but I did stuff for like I forget like Hood Rich, Pablo, like some other artists, lower level artists. They weren't like huge artists, but that was
Yeah,
kind of how I got my foot in the door. And I was just animating cover arts, doing cover arts for them. I would say yeah, a lot of 2D, a lot of just working through Photoshop, bring it into After Effects, stuff like that. And then I kind of evolved over the past couple of years doing a lot more 3D, implementing that into my work.
yeah.
It was kind of like a learning curve because at first I didn't really want to force it into my work if I didn't know fully how to incorporate, but now I feel like I have a good idea of when to use 3D and when to use 2D, and I kind of just balance it both.
So,
Yes, sir.
so if nobody was doing that, like, what made you want to? Like, if nobody was animating or doing like low motion here and there, I know 3D was around, but
hmm
like the lyric videos weren't as advanced back in the day,
hmm
like when we were in high school, middle school. So,
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
what made you
definitely.
want to carve your own path and make your own lane?
Honestly, so animating cover art, that was all. I'll give credit to Max because he told me like when he saw I was doing like one or two of those, he's like, "Yo, just keep doing that, like just hone in on that because that's like a big thing that nobody's doing right now." So he told me about that for animating
Hmm.
cover arts, and then the lyric videos. Honestly, I got a project thrown at me at random. It was a lyric video for Nicki Minaj, and it was like super last minute. Like it was like one day turnaround. I'm like, can I even do this? I didn't even know if I could do it, but I just ended up taking the project because obviously it's for like a huge artist. I'm like, I can't deny this. I might as well give it a shot. And I kind of just got thrown in the fire. And from there, when I posted that, like I just saw more demand coming in for that lyric videos, and I kind of just kept doing them.
So they changed the game too.
Yes, sir, bro. Honestly,
Like,
it's kind of like I just got thrown in the fire, and I'm like, yeah, bro, I'm gonna just keep doing this because it's working out, and I feel like I'm learning more every time. So
yeah, like even to it's so normal today. Like the moving covers on Apple Music and Spotify, like
yes,
back in the
sir.
day, that was non-existent. So
It's
people like
crazy,
you
yeah.
are ones that have pushed that movement forward.
It's crazy. Yeah, I haven't even took it in yet because it feels like I'm still kind of new to the game too. But like 3, 4 years pass by so fast, and I'm like, yeah, I was probably like one of the first to push that movement and
Yeah,
really
for
share
sure.
all my work.
So nowadays, what's your favorite to make?
Nowadays, I would say probably more of the stuff where I'm building like a world around the project. So something like the stuff I do for SZA, a lot of like the animation stuff. On
Hmm.
that side, like a lot of 3D, mixing like both elements, 3D and 2D, like really advanced level animations where I'm kind of just thinking of like an idea or a visual idea in my head and I'm building off that.
Yeah,
Less of like lyric videos are cool, but I feel like nowadays I feel like building a world around the project or art is kind of cooler to me. I don't know. I feel like it's more creative for me to do.
for sure.
hmm
And I should have started with this, but your work with SZA is amazing, dog.
Appreciate,
Like,
bro. Yeah.
especially the newest stuff with the Lana drop.
hmm Thank you, bro.
Crazy.
Yes, sir, bro. Yeah, every time I work with SZA is just insane because a lot of the times I kind of just I'm able to work and then most of the time she just likes what I do. So she doesn't have to look at it twice. Like she might say like one or two edit and then from there just like it's done. Like she trusts me to build some fire shit and that's why I kind of end up cooking up some crazy stuff every time.
Yeah, y'all synergy is crazy. And you get full creative freedom. Like you can pretty much just do whatever. It's
Yeah, for a
always gonna
lot.
look good, but
Yeah, pretty much along the lines of the vision, like the project, whatever the vibe is, I kind of feel it out. So for Lana, obviously the cover art was already out, like stuff like that. So I kind of just build the world around that with the animation.
that's hard.
I
And I
try not
don't,
to, I not try not to go like too far away. Like if the art is like some scenery type thing, and I'm not gonna do some crazy,
yeah, 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 yeah.
some next thing. I try to stay in the world of her vibe, so it works out.
She seems like a creative too. Like I don't really know her like that
Mhm.
personally, but like just from the outside looking in, she's like one of those artists that really dives into not just the music, but like you said, the world around it and
Mhm.
makes it more realistic and fleshes it out. And
100%. Yeah.
how did
Yeah. If
that come
I,
about? How did you start working with
oh,
SZA?
start working with her, honestly, bro, like it's crazy because I was always a fan of her music and just being a fan over the years. I used to listen to like her OG, like Z, the original project, stuff like that. And obviously being a fan of like TDE. She was the first female artist and her R&B vibes. Like I was always a fan from afar,
Hmm.
and I used to post like fan art stuff like that, just random stuff. But I don't think that had a role in it. But it was just dope that I got to connect with her. So basically, she has like a dedicated kind of like fan page
Hmm.
that's pretty much connected with her, and she's like I don't know how to explain it, but like she's like she controls like the social media side, the fan page. So she's pretty much tapped in with her, and she saw that fan page saw my work, right?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
they saw my work for I think it was Meg the Stallion. Like this was like 3, 4 years back when I did some stuff for Meg. So they saw that and they hit me up to do a lyric video for Good Days. They just DM'd me. So if I hadn't seen that DM like in my request, I would have been screwed because I was like, oh shit. But yeah, when I saw that DM immediately, I was like, yeah, I'm down. Like, what do I need to do? So then they got my email, they hit me up, and they kind of just like we went through a first draft, and they loved it, and it was just from there, kind of just after the lyric video came out. At that point, I still had never spoken to her. Like, I was still on an email, just talking to her, like her manager and stuff like that through email. So, but then when the lyric video dropped and I posted it. She saw the post and she immediately DM'd me, showed me like mad love, and then from
That's
there we
tough.
kind of just yeah, we just built a working relationship.
You were
Just
able to go
started.
to some of her concerts too, right?
Yeah, I went to a couple. I went to the one in Toronto and New York. Yeah, Toronto, I got to meet her for the first time. It was crazy because it was like we've been working together for like 2 years at that point, just through text and Instagram, email, stuff like that.
Yeah.
But meeting someone in person is different, and I feel like she had the same energy, like just showing mad love, appreciation. Like it was almost like she was a fan of me as I was a fan of her. So that was fire to me.
That's a sign of a super genuine person, man.
100%. Yeah, she's the most genuine. Like anytime she gets to show me love, I feel like she always goes out of her way to do that. And like that obviously means a lot for someone in the creative space that especially like being an animator designer, like we don't get that much love at all. So for her to do that is just insane. So I always appreciate it.
Yeah. How do you go about translating the mood of a song or like an album into visuals, like in visual form? Like you could use
Mm-hmm.
SZA as an example or
Mm-hmm.
anybody really. Like when you hear, I guess when you hear a song and you listen to it and you know that you have to work on it, like
Mm-hmm.
how do you go about building up that world and creating a visual that looks like how it sounds, if that makes sense?
No, I get it. I feel like over the years I kind of just developed that skill. A lot of the times it's just listening to the lyrics and then sometimes I'll go back to like older songs from the artist or like whatever the artist I'll go on like their Instagram, their visuals, see like what else they've done
Yeah,
in that world and I try to match that as long as you know, as well as just listening to the actual lyrics of the song, picking up the vibe in that way. Like if you're talking about whatever it could be, like if you're talking about whatever, if it's about a relationship or if it's about like just, like whatever it may be, it could be like it could be a rapper talking about like some crazy shit, but just,
yeah.
feeling the vibe of what the lyrics are and try to build a world off that a lot of times. And honestly, it's just feeling it out, really. And sometimes they'll give me a little bit of direction too, like whether it's a label or artist, they might say, "Oh, we want you to build off this," or "We have this art here, look at this," like, or they give me like a mood board of some images,
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
build
yeah.
off that type of stuff.
It's definitely way better when you have something to work off of, like a mood board, like a little Pinterest
Mhm.
collection or something that just kind of helps you understand what they have in mind. But
Yeah,
yeah,
100%. Yeah, but that's
that's
honestly
dope.
that's sometimes I don't even get that. A lot of the times these projects are like last minute, right? So
Yeah.
I would say like there's been a handful of projects where I've gotten like a full mood board and like a Pinterest stuff like that,
Hmm.
which is definitely helpful. But most of the times I'm kind of just building off building off like the artwork or building off whatever they tell me vibe wise. Like I think for one lyric video they told me like, oh, it's like a 70s vibe or disco vibe. Like they just tell me stuff like
Yep.
that and I just kind of build off that.
So that just goes to show the talent that you have. to be able to
Appreciate you, bro.
create something from nothing. Like, I mean, that's a skill we all have to have, but
Yeah,
yeah,
appreciate you, bro. A lot of it is just visualizing in my mind. Like I try to just close my eyes and just think about like what the lyrics are, the vibe, like where does this put me in? Like when I'm listening to this song, where do I feel like I'm in, you know? That's what
yeah.
I figure it out like that.
Is R&B like your favorite kind of genre, I guess, to work in? Like, do you like that space the most, or is there another like a mood or genre that you kind of gravitate toward?
Honestly, listening wise, like I love listening to rap and like that whole thing, obviously. I also like R&B, but it's different because work-wise, I like R&B more than rap because I feel like R&B it lets me have more of a playing field. Rap, a lot
Yeah,
of lyric with rap, a lot of the lyrics are very similar, like same vibe. Like it's either, some very hard like street type rap or it's, more about flexing, stuff like that. So it's a lot of them are kind of the similar vibe.
sex, money, drugs.
Yeah, yeah.
It's usually how it goes.
It's hard though. It is hard though, but visually I can only do so much with that type of stuff. But with R&B, I feel like you can build a little bit more of a world and the lyrics are less they're less bunched together too. So if I'm doing a lyric video, rap is like so many lyrics like packed together like in a
Yeah,
minute. R&B like it's more spaced out and I get more of like room to build.
yeah.
Pretty much that vibe.
I feel
So I
that
would
because
yeah, I would say R&B for sure.
yeah, R&B invokes more emotion, so it's definitely
100%.
a wider playing field when you're trying to visualize and conceptualize what you hear.
Hmm.
So yeah, I get that for sure.
Yes, sir, bro. Yeah. I love both though. Art rap and R&B are like two of my favorite genres.
Who's some of your favorite
Mhm.
artists?
Favorite artists? I mean, honestly, every day it switches. Like it's so hard for me to pick. I pretty much listen to whatever is new at the time.
Yeah,
So obviously right now, like Cardi's a big thing. Cardi and his whole crew. Listen to a lot of their
and
stuff. Yeah,
Lonely,
Ken, Lonely, all those guys. Even like their underlings or whatever, like Osama son, like those guys, like
Glock 40.
yeah, I like all their music, especially because I go
Yeah.
to the gym and like for the gym, their type of shit, their music is perfect for the gym.
See, you get it. You get
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
They were so high up on my replay last year, but like people
Mhm.
are probably judging me for listening to Opium that much, but like in the gym, it is different.
Yeah, bro, honestly. But outside of that, probably obviously SZA, like SZA's good for like if I'm just trying to chill, like just work, just vibe out
Yeah, she's
at
always a
home.
vibe.
Yeah, and then who else do I like? It's a lot of artists. It's a lot of artists. I would have to look at my Apple Music and shit. If I give you a couple. Oh, I love Cash Cobain. He hasn't dropped in
Okay,
a while, but yeah,
okay.
I love
Even
his
off
vibe.
stream,
Yeah. I just seen him on the stream with Max and stuff. Yeah,
hmm
yeah, Cash and yeah, pretty much whatever's like new and popping. Like I try to tap into whatever's new, R&B
same,
or rap.
same. I'm pretty much in the same two genres, R&B, rap.
Hmm. Yeah,
I
it's
feel
the
like
best.
R&B is good. I don't know. I listen to rap while I create too, but R&B is like I don't know. I like the vibe.
Hmm.
Like rap will get me hype, and sometimes I want to be hype, but like if I just want to chill, catch a vibe, and like open my mind up to whatever I'm trying to make, then R&B will definitely set the tone for sure. But
Yeah, 100%.
it's
I
all
feel like
personal
I feel
preference.
like rap for me is like the first half of the day. I like rap. Like the second half of the day, more R&B and chill vibes. It
Yeah,
always hits better.
I agree with that. Yeah.
Hmm.
So, do you have any favorite projects from last year?
From last year, 2024.
Yeah, like if you had to pick, what would be your favorite? Whether it be you or with the team or whatever.
Um,
I know it's hard as you do a lot.
Favorite projects I've worked on, or just favorite projects in general?
Favorite projects you worked on.
I've worked on. Oh, okay. Let me look through my. Honestly, like I did so much shit. Like I don't even. Obviously, like we went over the stuff for Lana, which came out at the end of the year, so all of that stuff, 100%. But I would say,
That's a great album, by the way. I finally got
yeah.
the chance to listen to it.
Hmm.
She snapped.
Yeah, it's fire. It's definitely more of like a calm, mellow vibe.
Yeah.
It's just like
I
you
like
just
SOS too, though, but I like the melodic. I mean, I
Yeah.
guess it's all still SZA, but I like the melodies, the slow pace kind of music, the chill, relax kind of vibe.
Yeah, 100%. Favorite project? I would probably say at the top of my head, like just the one that like kind of pushed me the most is probably, or wouldn't I wouldn't say pushed me the most, but kind of just made me step out of my comfort zone. So I did like VFX for Anicia, and
I remember that.
she had an album trailer, and then that kind of like that was something I had never done before, like doing VFX on a trailer or something like that. So
How did you
for,
do that?
it was honestly all through After Effects, but it
Really?
was a lot of the design stuff was kind of just like piecing together things on like Photoshop or bringing it over, you know. But the actual animation was fully in After Effects, which I'd never done an animation like that, but I kind of just used YouTube. I asked a couple friends that do VFX, and they kind
Hmm.
of helped me, guided me. And I think that was probably the one that made me step out of my comfort zone. And I feel like just for that reason alone, is probably like one of the top projects.
That's tough. So you
Mhm.
kind of set up like the screens and stuff on Photoshop, and then you brought it into After Effects and animated it, made it move. Because she was moving a lot, so I'm sure you
Yeah,
had to
that
do a lot
yeah,
of tracking.
that was like the learning curve for me. I had to figure that out. I was like, how do I make this look real, but keeping the vibe of the video, blending it in well, like
Yeah.
that was the tough part. But yeah, so I kind of just from what I remember, it was at the top of the year. I took the screens and I think I took elements, like I grabbed different elements from online and I put those into the screen. Like I had found like a screen overlay that I could use and I just took out pieces from it that I didn't want and I placed in the ones I wanted like in Photoshop and I kind of just animated it like that.
Stuff.
Mhm.
Is
Yeah, that
that
was
the, did that take the longest?
uh
Or was there
honestly
something else that took longer to animate?
a lot of my projects don't take more than a week to be honest. Like so even the Lana stuff, like I pretty much had that done in like a week.
That's
So
not bad.
yeah, yeah. So and that as well, the VFX for Anicia, that probably took like 4 or 5 days. So the longest, I think it would probably be it honestly like it's pretty much equal between the SZA stuff and then the VFX. Like a lot of them are so similar in range. Like I try to finish them like in around a week. So
Yeah.
mhm. I would say the honestly the longest stuff is the stuff I try to do for myself. Like I don't know if you've seen I posted a couple of artworks like 3D stuff I've been working on just on the side for fun.
Yeah.
So that stuff I was a little bit more tedious in editing and making it look right. So that stuff probably took like a couple weeks to a month, just making the small changes here and there.
That's you learning as you go too, right?
Yeah, yeah, bro. Like it's honestly just figuring out how I want something to look and how I can achieve that look. So a lot of little edits here and there. And I kind of grow through that, doing those little edits.
Yeah. All using a green screen in the back, right? Or
Yeah, bro.
mostly.
Right here. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Definitely trying to do more stuff with the green screen, but just figuring it out slowly.
That's tough. I'm calling it now you're revolutionizing the way that people showcase their art,
Appreciate it,
especially
bro.
people that do motion,
hmm
because
Yeah.
like I don't really see anybody else doing that.
Yeah, I appreciate you. I think the main thing for me was just putting my face out there a lot more in my work and like even just showcasing my work. I try to have my face at the front of it
Hmm.
because like if people don't really see your face, it's kind of hard for them to connect the work to the person. So like that was like a big thing I prioritized over like the past 2, 3 years, and I feel like it's really helped me in my career just building connections just by showing my face. So definitely gonna
For
keep
sure.
doing that.
All right, so is there anything in 2025 that you want to accomplish?
2025, honestly, like for me, it's about like expanding towards new shit. So
Hmm.
obviously I've done so much stuff in like the lyric video, animation space, all of that. I was thinking this year, like I definitely want to put out a product. So like a physical product. So and then build a world around that product too, like using all the
Yeah.
skills I've learned over the years. Like I feel like I can really like market something in especially in the creative community. There's not a lot of people building products for creatives. So I feel like I have a chance there to really do something different. On top of that, I definitely want to do more of the definitely want to do more of the world building for artists. So stuff like the stuff I did for Lana where I'm doing a lot of more animated work, 3D stuff. It's definitely more difficult to do that, but I feel like it's more rewarding because it plays a bigger part in the artist's visual side. So that for sure. And then also again, just putting my face out there more. I'm definitely
Yeah,
I want to do like more face-to-face interviews. I did a few, I don't know if they're gonna drop yet, but I did like a street interview with Tyler Wall. She does like a lot of dope interviews with artists. So stuff like that. Just putting my face in a lot more of my content and building out my brand through that. Cause honestly, like lyric videos, animations, I feel like I've done so much in that space. Like I've grinded out so many projects. So now I have room to like say no to certain things. I don't have to accept every project.
yeah,
I can
facts
I can really like build out my own brand more this year. And I feel like now's the time to do it.
for sure. Got some
And I,
boxes to check, but I think you could do it though.
yes, sir. And honestly, like I'm inspired by all the streamers like Max and all those guys like that really put their lives online and they put their face out there. And I feel like that helps them so much. And not a lot of people do that in the creative space. So I feel like I have an opportunity to just, put myself out there a lot more. And
Sure.
and I think it'll have good results if I do that. So that's the goal for this year.
Yep. We'll keep doing things to push the community forward because
Mhm.
we're innovators by nature. It's kind of, we don't really have a choice. We're always trying to achieve more, do more, like you just said. So,
Mhm.
as all of us individually move forward in the community and try to achieve more
Mhm.
individually, I feel like that'll push just the entire way forward. Like how Max and all the streamers, they were
Mhm.
really just doing it for them, but like Kai and all them, and like they
Mhm.
started a whole wave, like a
Mhm.
whole they carved out a whole profession pretty much because before them streaming was a thing, but now it's different. Like with them
Mhm.
bringing on guests, so things like
Yeah.
that. We'll definitely keep doing
Yeah.
things to, you know what I'm
100%.
saying,
I
boost the
feel
game.
like we're at a point where like everyone wants their face out there. Like even rappers are trying to be more in a public light, going on stream, stuff like that. So I feel like why not like creators and creatives, like why don't we put ourselves out there in that way more? So
Yeah,
I feel like that's definitely the move.
for sure. And people with synergy with their artists, like a designer and an artist that do pretty much all their stuff together. I feel like that's probably one of the ways it'll start.
Mm-hmm.
All it takes is one
100%.
designer to have one stream and a rapper come through.
That would be crazy. That would be
Yeah,
insane. Yeah.
that'd be
Yeah.
tough though.
Yeah. Yeah. You gotta have like a real good relationship. A lot of people like, you know, they won't go out their way to do that for a creative. So
At least
definitely.
until you have the platform like a Kai or something, like he has millions and millions. He's the number
Hmm.
one subscriber on Twitch. So
Hmm.
obviously people want to come to him, but before it was probably a lot of him going to other people.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Yeah.
it'll be like that.
Yeah. Definitely have to build up my own thing more like my own name and image likeness. And then from there I can go crazy.
Yeah, a new
That's the
wave is
goal.
coming for sure.
Yes, sir, bro.
Is there any advice you have for anybody that may be watching?
Um, Honestly, any advice for people in the creative space trying to do like similar stuff in music or the music industry? I would say, I would say like really don't be afraid to put yourself out there like I don't want to repeat the same thing over and over, but put yourself out there in your work and show the process behind your work, show like the steps of you growing, cause like people enjoy seeing the growth in people. So like my story, like obviously when I started out, I wasn't that like I wouldn't consider myself the best creative or the best at what I do, but over the years I continued like showing my growth, showing every project and how I build it out, stuff like that, and just showing the process. I feel like when people are starting off, a lot of people just feel like, oh, this is not worth posting. Oh, I shouldn't show this. I shouldn't do this. Like, let me just work in silence. Like, I won't even show it. Like, but I feel like showing your growth and showing your story, that makes such a big difference in your image online. So especially as a creative, where a lot of the times most of the network we're going to be doing is online. So
Yeah,
if you're not putting yourself out there, showing your story and the way you grow as a creative, I feel like you're kind of setting yourself back. So that would be the main advice I have.
yeah, especially in this day and age. And we're the ones that are behind the scenes, like mostly like we're working for the people that are
Yeah.
the face. Like we're working on brand identities, their logos, the face of the company,
Yes, sir.
the artist music. We're working on how they're perceived
Yeah.
by the world. So a lot of us are behind the scenes. So
Hmm.
definitely put yourself out there, try and boost yourself
Yeah.
more.
Yeah. It's definitely, I would say like it's definitely uncomfortable, but you kind of have to do it. And once you get over that boundary, you'll see like a lot of good things come out of it, like building a network and
Yeah.
people that really mess with your work. So
Yeah. Once you
100%
get
worth it.
used to it, it's not bad.
100%, bro.
It's one of the goals of this platform, man. I want to get people out there. Like I want to show the world what we can
Hmm.
do as creatives because a lot of times we go under the radar. So
Hmm. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. Even your platform is going to be huge because a lot of people some people don't even feel comfortable putting their face out there. So for you to do this video interview, stuff like that, it's going to make a big difference.
appreciate it, man.
Yes, sir,
But
bro.
we're pretty much out of time because there is
Hmm.
a time limit on Zoom. In the future, I will figure out how to get around that. But for now, we're gonna
Hmm.
have to conclude. But I appreciate you coming through, man. I
Yes, sir,
appreciate you
bro.
dropping gems and telling a little bit about your story, how you
Got
got
you,
to where
bro.
you are, and just
Hmm.
being a helping hand to artists out there because a lot of
Yes.
people look up to you.
Yes, sir. Thank you, bro. Appreciate you so much for this. And honestly, you got to keep doing what you're doing too, because this type of stuff is going to make a big impact in the community. So I'm looking forward to this and like all the interviews you do. I'm gonna be tapped in. It's
I
gonna be
appreciate
dope.
it. Hopefully, we can bring you back sometime in the future
Yes, sir.
to
100%,
talk a
bro.
little bit more.
Yes, sir. I got you. Anytime. Just hit me up, bro.
Cool. But, all right,
All
y'all.
right, bro.
Thanks for watching. Catch you in the next video.